Hello everybody, and today I'm going to be reviewing Crystal Kingdom, the last book of the Kane Chronicles by Amanda Hocking. And to start things off, it's really pretty cover. It's just really pretty. Anyways, it took me less than a day to read this book, and it was the longest of these series. It's like 404 pages of just pure addictiveness. Seriously, after reading this book, it's just, I didn't know what to do with myself afterwards. It's like just curl up in a ball and just stare at the wall kind of thing. Any of you have read this, you know where I'm coming from. The book overall it was really awesome. But I mean, it didn't really answer all the questions that I had, but it did answer the most important ones. The main one being, why the heck has Constantine tracked her down at the end of the second book? I don't think they actually give you like any other reason besides the fact that he has stopped working with Victor DeLange, and just for some reason has tracked her down, wanting to help her, you know, bring an end to I'm not sure what you call it. Bring an end to all the fighting, I guess, and whatever Victor DeLange has in store. Because at that point, we don't know what his goal is. But Constantine does have a lot of secrets that he brings with him. One of them being the main person behind all of this is Queen Mina the Kane. Saw it coming. I saw it coming at the very beginning. I did not like that lady at all. But now they're trying to, basically they're going from kingdom to kingdom trying to get help. Something I found really nice is like every few chapters you would have like one chapter, it's just Ember writing like a long letter to Bryn, telling her about all the things that are happening in Doldistan. And if you don't remember, that's the capital city of the Kane, I guess, where the king and queen live and everything. But that's it was a really nice touch, and it actually gave you insight into what was happening in Doldistan without going into great detail and making this book like 800 pages long instead of the 400 pages it is. While Constantine and Bryn are on the run, they're staying at these like crappy hotels and bed and breakfasts and places that they can pay in cash so that they're harder to track down. Well, on one of these stays, Bryn gets in contact with Ridley, and Ridley tells her to go to the Trill Kingdom and to find Queen Wendy because she has granted amnesty before. So Constantine leaves her in the Trill Kingdom and goes off on his own because he believes that even though they'll grant her amnesty, they will not grant him amnesty because he's actually a wanted criminal and has been for a long time. So she does get granted amnesty, and she gets put under Finn's watch. Finn is in charge of her while she's in the kingdom. And it's really nice to, you don't really get to see much of the characters from the Trill, but you do get to see Wendy and Loki and Bane, who you meet and actually get to know in the first book, Frostfire. You don't see Tove in this book. You also get to meet Finn again, and Mina and their two children. I mean, and that's who she gets to live with. She gets to stay in Ember's old room, and it's just very nostalgic if you read the Trill trilogy, which I thought was really nice. Bryn doesn't stay in the Trill Kingdom very long. She does go off and try to figure out why exactly Queen Mina is wanting to cause a war, and the queen is basically frightening everyone into following what she wants and what she believes is right. So it gives Bryn more reason to try to find out what the hell she's doing and why she's doing it. And she's trying to figure out a way to basically dethrone her without getting accused of treason again, which she does find. I can't remember the troll town it was in, but she ends up finding out that Queen Mina is actually the daughter of Victor de Lang. And she finds this out from Mina's sister, who was in like the outcast. It's like an outcast village where they take in all outcasts. And this other troll ends up, let me see if I can find the pronunciation. Ola Tulin is a Omata, or a half Omata troll, and she ends up coming along with Bryn to the Trill is where they're headed, get Queen Wendy behind them and helping them dethrone Mina, because it takes a queen to dethrone a queen. Which, on the way there, Bryn gets mobbed by a bear, which makes Constantine feel her pain because he's tracking her, much the way Finn did in the Trill trilogy with Wendy. And he ends up finding them, helping them, and gets granted amnesty as well from Queen Wendy. It's partial amnesty, so she can revoke it anytime she wants to. Even given the evidence, there's no real solid evidence, just information they found out, and Queen Wendy cannot go based on that. Queen Wendy gives them the idea of forming an uprising inside Doldistan and fighting the queen that way, which she didn't actually mean for her to do it, but she was all set to do it. But doesn't have to, because once morning comes, Queen Wendy gets a message from the Kane saying that they would like their help, that they were going to go to war with the Scourger, which Wendy just finds really baffling and is basically questioning the Queen's sanity. Bryn and Ridley, after he arrives, and Tilda end up leaving with Constantine to go to the Scourger to help them train for the upcoming war, that once they get there, they find out that they know nothing about. So the Queen Mina didn't even bother to tell them. She was just going to go to war with them to get their jewels and kill everybody without even telling them that she was going to go to war with them. Bitch. While they're training the Scourger army, and they're going to stay and help fight, if need be, the Trill and the Vitra. The Trill send half their army along with Finn to help with the war, and the Vitra end up sending, I think, 1/4 of their army to help, which most of them are hobgoblins, and they're very, very strong, so they'll be a great asset. So, and in doing all the preparations for war and everything, they end up getting the king's name cleared, and he's free to do basically what needs to be done from a king. He's gonna have to step up, get over his shyness, and actually help his people. Not just play king, he's gonna have to be king. So all this war is going on, and after finding a scouting party which kills 2 of their people, they decide, okay, we're stuck on our castle, stuck on a little island. We cannot afford to battle here. So they take the fight to the Kane. Bryn, Ridley, Constantine, and one of the Scourger head guard actually go in, infiltrate the Kane, the Kane city Doldistan, and they get out their families, and turns out Ember doesn't want to go because she doesn't say it at the time, but her love is there, and she doesn't want to leave her. And as I said, Bryn tries to rally the troops of tries to rally Doldistan's citizens to fight back against Queen Mina's oppression, basically, while a form of hobgoblins is trying to knock down the wall she's sitting on, which I found really funny. Starts running towards the castle. She's basically storming the castle, And Constantine had just got done telling her, you cannot be a white knight storming the castle. Well, after she saves Casper's little sister and ends up, sadly, going to see if Ember is going to, help her with this, see if she can be some help with her, because she couldn't think of anyone she wants by her side more than Ember at that moment. But Ember's checking on her girlfriend and gonna get her out of there. And Linus is, there with her. Well, the girl, I think her name's Amelia, that we meet in the first book as being a big witch, she comes in with her Hug Dragon guard and tells him that she's seen Bryn go through there, and that once Bryn comes out of hiding, wants him to assassinate her. Well, he ends up, Delilah, which is Ember's girlfriend, ends up, walking towards him. Well, he was ready to strike. He didn't care who he struck, I guess, or didn't have any control. And Ember jumps in the way and ends up getting slaughtered, which makes Bryn kill the guard and basically drag Amelia out to a couple hobgoblins, where she leaves her for them to do whatever hobgoblins do with people. Rip her apart, I'm assuming, because there's a lot of screaming involved, Saul tells us. But Ember's dead. Linus takes care of Delilah and gets her to safety. She does end up storming the castle on the back of a horse, and Constantine comes out and he's like, I say you can't storm the castle like a white knight, and you proved me wrong. You just had to do it. And it was very funny. The reason they were storming the castle more than the fact that they needed to get rid of Mina is the fact that Ridley had been captured on their recon mission, I guess you want to call it rescue mission, there you go. He was kidnapped by the Omata, and it was weird. Victor DeLange's sitting on the throne, and they have Ridley stuck in a bird cage attached to the ceiling. And it was just really odd. And then there's this big battle breaks out, and Ridley actually escapes out of his cage. They kill Victor DeLange, and it's just all this happens over at once. And it's like, okay, I don't know if two people could actually take on like 20, 30 men like it's saying, but that'd be cool to watch. It's like, make a TV show or movie or something out of this. It's like, I'd watch it. After all the fighting and that's done, Constantine hides Bryn, or locks her in a closet really, so he can kill Mina without her getting hurt. Well, it doesn't really work out that way, because Constantine is still hesitant to kill the queen. I guess he still has lingering feelings for her. For Bryn to kill the queen. And then we learned that Constantine actually was hiding her and stayed by her side really, and did everything he did because he was in love with Bryn. And it was just heartbreaking. At the very end, Tilda is still pregnant. She's staying strong though, and so is Delilah, even though her heart is really broken from losing Ember. And then you have Linus rising to the throne, and he ends up making a monument of everyone who sacrificed themselves for the better of the kingdom. They got their name put on it, and Constantine Black was at the very end of it, which after that Bryn couldn't stay for it, and Ridley ends up walking her home. So we don't know if they're necessarily together, but it's implied. It's like, if there's going to be another book, I may scream, because this ended so beautifully and it really does not need a continuation. This got a 5 out of 5 stars, and even though it was very long and overly emotional, I couldn't have loved it any more than I do. And like I said, major book hangover. Ugh. I think what irritated me most about the entire book series was the fact that Bryn felt like she had the world on her shoulders, that if she didn't take care of it, no one would. And if anything happened, if someone died or got hurt, or if something didn't get done right, it was all her fault. She blamed herself for it. And she would even tell someone that it's my fault, or I know you hate me because I let such and such person get away, or something along those lines. And they'd have to be telling her, no, we do not blame you. And they're like, we weren't mad at you. We were mad at the situation because, you know, you didn't tell us about it, but we weren't mad at you for letting them get away. And it's just, she's constantly playing the blame game with herself. But she was a very strong, independent character, and I did love reading her point of view, and the point of view of a tracker, because you get to learn exactly the ups and downs they have to go through with the kingdom, with their personal lives, and I don't know, it was a really addicting book to read. And I kind of wish I could wipe my mind of it and read it again, but after I get over my hangover. And I highly recommend anyone who loves reading to pick up this book series. That is the end of this series review, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you actually want to go out and pick up these books now, and if you do, I hope you enjoy them. But until next time, bye!